Hi, this is a brief tutorial on how to set up learning units in your online Blackboard course using the Learning Unit tool. What you got to do is decide where you want to put your learning unit. And you can see here I've decided to put mine in the Lessons section of Blackboard. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is actually set up the shell of your learning unit. And to do that, you want to go over here to where it says Learning Unit. And this is usually the default item. If it's not, however, then you can click on the drop-down box and select it. Okay, once you have Learning Unit here, you click Go. All right, so this is where I'm going to set up all my modules for my course. So the first module is going to be called Module 1. So right now, all I'm doing is establishing the shell of the learning unit, and we'll populate it here in a little bit when we finish up. This is some content I've already have on another document. I'm just copying and pasting. So the first thing you'll do is add a little content there. You'll decide these choices, make it available. Do you want them to do it in order? Item 1, item 2, item 3. If you do, then you click yes. Do you want it to open in a new window? You want to track the number of views, etc. You can set dates ahead of time when it comes and when it goes. And then click submit. Click OK. And here's our learning unit. Now the thing to remember is that in order for items to be in the learning unit, you've got to click into the learning unit. If you forget that and you start adding items from this screen, for example, then your items will be here under the learning unit and they won't actually be contained in the unit. So let's go ahead and demonstrate how to put some items in it. Okay, I'm going to populate this with 2 or 3 items. So we're going to go into the item, into the unit, sorry, and then you can see your selection choices here. You notice here you don't have the learning unit as a selection or as an option here because you cannot put a learning unit into a learning unit. All right, so let's create an item. First thing we're going to create is an item called Introduction and Objectives. So here I'm going to introduce the learning unit. Again, I'm just going to copy and paste the material. I'm going to introduce it. Oops. Forgot to put my objectives in here. And put some objectives in there so that students know how this material makes sense and how it fits. And then you could also browse, attach a file if you wanted. This is all up to you. Make it available, track number of views, choose dates, and click submit. And click OK. Now we have one item in our learning unit. Let's add another just so you can see what that is like. Now we're going to add one called readings. I like to keep my readings here in a separate area. That way students can go right to the readings per unit, and they don't have to bounce all over the place looking for things. So here we go. For now, I just wrote this. I might have more detail if I were really doing this. Just a sample. Again, add a file if you want, and select the remaining options. Click submit and OK. Now let's add one more thing to this unit. You could add a number of things. We're just going to add one more. We're going to add a test. So to do that, you click, instead of here, what we have been using, you're going to click on Add Test. Go to Add Test. And then we're going to, you could create one, or if you already have tests created and they're in the test manager, then it's going to show up here and you can click it. If the test you want that you know you created does not show up in this list, it means it's probably already been launched elsewhere. You can only launch a test in one place in Blackboard. So we're going to click this because we're talking about attitudes in the course right now in Module 1. I'm going to click Submit. Okay, OK. And then you could set your availability options here. As you've already probably messed around with before, you can make it available if you want it to show up. You can set dates, times, right, timer, etc. And then click submit. And OK. OK, so now we have 3 items in our learning unit. We have the intro and the objectives, we have some readings, and we have the quiz. The student can just click on here to access this quiz. OK, so let me show you now what it looks like as a learning unit. OK, so this is the main unit. Let's click on display view. So you see what the student sees. They're going to go here, they'll see this, oh, Module 1. They're going to click on here, and then this is what they see. You recognize this, right? And they scroll through to different items, or they can use the contents, however you have it, however they want to go through the material. Let's go back to the edit view real quick. Earlier I mentioned that you want to make sure you actually add items in the unit and not outside the unit. Sometimes we accidentally add one here. Let's say you added 5 items here and then you go, wow, that's not what I meant to do. But you've already done it 5 times. And you don't realize it until you go looking for it in the unit. That's easily fixed. And I'm going to show you how real quick. Let's say you have 5 things. For now we just have one. I named it ABC just because it's a sample. You can copy it into this unit instead of having to remove it and add it all over. You can go copy, browse for it in our course, and this is in the lessons with the dot, which is this one. Click on that box to expand it. This is the one it is. Click on that. Okay, and I'm going to say yes, remove it now from its original location because I don't want it there anymore. And then okay. Okay, now if we go in here, we should see that item ABC, and there it is right there. Okay, that's because we copied it, and that way you don't have to recreate it. Okay, I think that's about it for how to create your learning unit. Remember, you can put multiple items in here. You could put an external link. You could put a discussion board through course link. You can put an assignment, and I'll show you how to do a few more of those things in a different tutorial. So I'm Cindy, and I hope that helps.